Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Tuesday, September 28th. So today we do have the moon moving out of Gemini energy and moving into Cancer energy, its place of power. It will be going void, of course, very early on in the morning and locking into Cancer energy around 10:30 a.m., again, Atlantic Standard Time. We are moving into the time frame where we are going to have our last quarter moon in Cancer. This is a releasing point. This is a releasing point based off of all the things that we recognize now are not working, are not in alignment with what it is that we're trying to bring to life at this point. And we're going to take a little bit of a bigger step back to probably June, maybe even early July. That's when Cancer season was alive and well, when we were all up in our fields, where we were getting tested in our home, in our family dynamics, where our boundaries were being tested to see whether or not we even had any, and if we did have any, whether or not they were strong enough in order to protect us from some emotional drama, likely rooted in, again, the home and the family dynamic. So we have 8 different aspects taking place today, 8 of them all with the moon. This is a moon day. We are all up in our fields. We are hypersensitive. We are really struggling with making sense of our intuition. Again, Mercury just went retrograde, so our mental plane is kind of slow and sluggish. We are facing a lot of topics and themes from the past instead of dealing with the present and thinking about the future, because of course, all of these planets are retrograde. We have to look back, we have to reflect, we have to recalculate, we have to re-strategize. We're not in a time of action, we're not in a time of initiation. We're in a time of reflection and reevaluation so that we can reorganize and re-strategize, because October is providing us with a huge opportunity when all of these major heavy hitting planets come out of a retrograde to move forward with some force. So right now we have to reflect, we have to revise, we have to re-edit, we have to recalibrate our perspective, our emotions, our energy before moving forward. So we start the early part of the day off with some helpful aspects, but really this is, I really hesitate to use the word positive, because right now everything is just hypersensitive, overstimulated, and somewhat confusing. So the moon trines Mercury, which again, the ruler over the moon in Gemini that we're just coming out of is Mercury. Mercury just fell asleep at the wheel, and we are really confused. We thought we were going to have clarity right now, but we're not gaining clarity. We're gaining confusion. So that's why I hesitate to say that it is a positive aspect. But the moon bumps into Venus, who, as we know, is in Scorpio, making things very intense and overwhelming in an emotional sense. We're really trying to figure out our values, our wants, our needs, our desires, especially where intimacy, where soul connections, where relationships are concerned. But things are slowing down. We have to reflect. And we're going all the way back to past pain, past traumatic experiences in relationships in order to see what it is that we have to do in the here and now to make sure that we're not repeating those past pain cycles. So the moon makes a little bit of a tense aspect with Uranus. And this is a shake up, this is a wake up. And basically what these particular aspects are doing is it's forcing us to reprocess. We have to reprocess our thoughts, our emotions. We have to recontemplate what it is we actually want for ourselves, what it is we're actually trying to manifest. And this is going to shake us up in a way because we are confused. Again, confusion is the 100% necessary ingredient in order for us to figure out what it is we want to do with our time, energy, and attention. We have to get shook up in all the wrong ways in order for us to decide what it is we don't want so that we can figure out what it is that we do want. And the moon right now transiting from this Gemini energy into Cancer energy is confusing. It's overwhelming. We are faced with logic and intuition that does not make sense to us right now. And this is adding to the overwhelming want, need, and desire for clarity, which is just pressurizing the confusion that we're currently in. So the moon, once it locks into Cancer in energy, is going to bump into Saturn, the Lord of Karma. And this is really going to take us back. The moon in Cancer, typically speaking, is stuck in the past. We are looking back. We are living in those tougher moments. We are all up in reflecting on our attachments. And Saturn, of course, wants us to look back for us to realize all of the life lessons that we've gone through and whether or not we've actually learned anything. Saturn does want us to boss up. He does want us to get an emotional grip over our situation. But right now, being fresh in this particular moon energy, we're likely going to just kind of see the past as a totally different version of how it actually went. We have a tendency to romanticize a lot of the elements that happened because that's how we had to rewrite it in our head in order for us to process it in a way that freed us to move forward, to not be so attached to the bad elements of our past experiences. So the moon goes ahead and bumps into the true node. And of course, the true node wants to get us on the right track moving forward so that we can end up at our dream vision, our dream goal. But again, the moon in Cancer is kind of stuck in the past and we're confused right now. And we're recognizing that, oh my goodness, I haven't really had the closure that I needed in some of these aspects. And I don't really have the clarity that I need in this moment to redefine what it is I actually want, need, and desire. And thinking about the future is kind of overwhelming and kind of scary to me right now, but I don't know how to make a move in this present moment to close the door on the past or to open the door to the future. So again, we're adding to the pressure of chaos. We're adding to the pressure of confusion. The moon goes ahead and bumps into Venus, and this isn't going to help anything because Venus, of course, is all about love and beauty and worth and values and planning for the future. She's in the watery and emotional depths of Scorpio right now. She is being highlighted to past pain, past trauma, voids that she still has alive and well in her. She's a little bit dramatic at this point because she's just, sloshing around with the emotions of the past and the emotions of the present and the emotions of the future. She doesn't know how to express herself. She doesn't know what it is that she even wants in order to express herself. And because we are really attached to the past, Venus right now is kind of drowning in the memories, in the emotions of the past, good, bad, or otherwise. And she's overwhelmed with the pressure to want to figure things out so that she can move ahead in life. But again, we're not supported in moving ahead right now. We have a lot of reflecting to do. This is when the moon squares the sun, creating our last quarter moon in Cancer. So the moon is our emotions, it's our intuition, it's our subconscious. The sun, of course, in Libra is our will, our desires, our life force energy. And the sun being in Libra wants us to pour all of our energy into finding balance within ourselves, within our heart and head, within this present moment, blending the past and the future into this beautiful moment of clarity that we're struggling to have right now. This is an overlap of the old and new. This is the overlap between the heart and the head. This is an inner conflict of emotions and logical thoughts. And the last quarter moon is always, again, a releasing point, and a releasing point of frustration, of confusion, of not having the confidence, the clarity that we would want. And again, may I remind you, we have to break down before we have a breakthrough. This isn't going to feel good. This is a huge tug of war going on inside of us and likely will be projected to situations and relationship drama outside of us as well. And because we're hypersensitive, we can get triggered by the smallest thing. Because we are having flashbacks of emotion, of thoughts, of memories, we are in a hypersensitive state where everything is just agitating us, frustrating us, and trying to pick open the emotional wounds that we thought we had healed. The moon is going to kind of cut the day off with a bump into Saturn, again, the Lord of Karma. And this time, he's given us a little bit of a tough love life lesson in the fact that, you know what? We have a choice. Are we going to sit in all of this yuckiness, thinking about the past, rehashing the past, romanticizing the past? Or are we going to boss up? Are we going to integrate our past pain, our past trauma, our past experiences, our past disappointments, our past situations? Are we going to integrate that within us, meaning accept it, acknowledge it, work with it, use it as a motivator, use it as a catalyst in order to do better? Or are we going to continue to idolize it, to keep it compartmentalized, creating a divide within us between our heart and our head, between the past and the present and the future, and between the growth that we know we have to make in order to get a different scenario and result moving forward, or whether we're going to stay attached to all of this and just sit in our whininess, in our pain, in our suffering, and allow that to dictate our current experiences in the here and now.